Hello, everybody. Happy Tuesday. Gojira Farah, Erica on a Tuesday. I know we don't usually stream on Tuesdays anymore, but the Pokemon Home update came out today. And this weekend I have shows, so I thought, let me do, while I'm in like peak Pokemon Home hype, I was like, let me do the stream today. And then the rest of the week, I'll just be like packing and prepping for that trip. So we will not have a stream this Thursday, but we will have, hopefully next Thursday I'm free. We'll see. We'll find out together. But, hello, Belle Boyan. Hello, Gojira Ferret. Hello, Pierce Devon. Hi, Erica. Finally in a stream after forever. So good to have you back. Thank you, Gojira Ferret. All right, y'all. So I decided for the first part of the stream today, I just wanted to take you all through a little tour of my collection. We're semi like taping this for YouTube after the fact. Back in 2021, I did a tour of my whole collection at the time. And so I figured I could do like a part 2 of that and see what's changed. Obviously, we have the Paldea Pokemon in the decks now and stuff like that too. So let's go all the way to the beginning of my expanded Living Dex collection. So we'll look through my whole collection and then I'll start like putting Pokemon into Scarlet and Violet and then going down from there in order. So probably Sword and Shield after that, then BDSP, then Legends Arceus after that. And yes, y'all, are we ready? How are we doing today? I have like teacher voice on because I just got home. So I got an expanded Living Dex. This is like regional variants, gender variants, Gigantamax forms, even though Sword and Shield has kind of passed us by, I still have this Venusaur is capable of Gigantamax. I wonder if it still says it here. It doesn't even say it. It's kind of wild. But yeah, you see like the Alolan forms, the gender forms. Did your stream crash? Oh no. The Ash Hat Pikachus, the rest of Gen 1. I've added, obviously, the Hisuian forms I added at the beginning of last year, or around this time last year, I guess I should say. And then I've also added the Paldean form. So we got the Paldean Tauroses here. I really like seeing the Pokemon Home sprites. I think they look great. I know some people aren't crazy about them, but I personally love them. What else? Gigantamax Eevee. Okay, so that one is shown to have the Gigantamax factor. I guess because that's what sets it apart from some of those other EVs, but that's Gen 1. We move on to Gen 2, Hisuian Typhlosion here. More gender variants. All of the unknown. I collected these in Soul Silver, though. These are not from Arceus or from Gen 2. What else? Rest of Gen 2. Moving on to Gen 3. Love it. And then I also have all the different Deoxys forms. So that's regular, attack Deoxys, defense Deoxys, and speed Deoxys. Don't use them at all, weirdly. Moving on to Gen 4. It's so funny because when I first filmed that video in 2021, I should link it. But when I first recorded it, I was like going in detail on like a lot of the Gen 4 forms. I feel like that would be overkill now that we just had BDSP and Legends Arceus. But yes, y'all. That's Gen 4. Moving into Gen 5. I've got all the Therian forms as well as the regular forms. We love to see it. Moving on to Gen 6. I've got all the Vivian patterns, except for the Pokeball pattern. So I had a placeholder here for the fancy pattern, which until Gen 9, we didn't have access to other than events, actually. It was an event form. But look at that fancy pattern from Gen 9 in Pokemon Home. We love to see it. And yeah, the only other one I don't have is the Pokeball one. Vivillon. I feel like it's supposed to be French, right? So it's like, Vivillon. Vivillon. I swear Poketubers are like, yeah, they call it Vivillon, and I'm like, where do you see an I next to the O-N? Anyway, I have Flabébé, Floette, and Florges, all five, I guess, actually. All five flower color variants. I have one of each Furfrou in the decks, but you cannot actually get the Furfrou trims. And they're all nicknamed after the... They're all nicknamed after the trim name. But, I transferred these in from Generation 7, so unfortunately, you can't retain the trim, in Pokemon Home unless you transfer them from Pokemon Go, so... I might, I don't know, I might try to GTS for them, but the GTS in Pokemon Home is trash. So, I don't know. Did I miss anything? Nope. Moving on to Generation 7, I've got all of the Minior colors. I don't have the shiny yet. I'm gonna wait till the DLC to shiny hunt for that, I think. I could try to... Why did they nerf the haircuts? I don't know. It's so weird, though. It's so silly. Alrighty, moving on to Generation 8. We got Meltan and Melmetal. Pokemon Go icons. To Melmetal. I mean, into Generation 8. See, now why is that Gigantamax Rillaboom shown, but not the Gigantamax Venusaur? That's so weird. Anyway. Gotta check up on that. I've got the authentic and phony Sinistea and Poltegeist. There really is no way to know which is which in Home, though, which is kind of odd. But anyway, this project I've been telling myself to do since 2021, but all the Milcery and the Alcremie, or all the Alcremie forms, I have like one of each for like the pre-evolved Milceries in here, and I have not done that, but I'll work on it probably on or before or on or after like the DLC for Scarlet and Violet comes up, because these Alcremie and Milcery are going to be in the DLC in one of the parts. Moving on to Generation 9, I've got all the Hisuian Pokemon, obviously, and then it was such a treat to see these for the first time today, all these Home sprites. Like a Toadscool, like with one leg behind it. It's like so funny. It's so funny. What can I show? Oh, 2 segments and 3 segment Dunsparce. So that's 2 segment. And that's 3 segment. Love that for us. What else? And that's Gen 9. Oh, Roaming Form Gimmighoul is now available in Pokemon Home. I don't have Pokemon Go, so I haven't gotten one yet. I might start a new Pokemon Go account. Mine has been lost, but just for that. Or if someone can trade me it, that would be sickening. And here are all the in-game trades. So these are all the in-game trades from Generation 1. And then down here, all the in-game trades from Generation 2. Generation 3, these are the Pokemon Coliseum and XD in-game trades. So they're ordered by game. Loosely by like release order of the game. Hi, Frost. So this day, I still don't know how I feel about the Home art style. I personally enjoy it. Some people say they look a little plasticky and artificial. I can kind of see that. I just added in the in-game trades from Scarlet and Violet today. And then I have all of the gift Pokemon by in-game order, release date order. And the most recent gift Pokemon is the gift Galarian and Meowth that you get for completing, I think it's the language classes in Scarlet and Violet. And here we have some interactable Pokemon. This is like a Voltorb that I caught in the Power Plant, Gen 1 Power Plant. Just stuff like that. Hello, HK. Hello, Frost. What else? Zen Mode. Darmanitan from the Relic Castle. Just like fun stuff like that. The Sudowoodo from Gen 2. There's a couple other ones. Some of these are from like the Rocket hideouts. So yeah, any Pokemon that appears in the overworld, you know, like this level 80 Wailord from Sword and Shield. This is a hidden ability Frillish from Gen 7. It's near that abandoned supermarket area. And then just some special Pokemon from Legends Arceus. Because this Palkia comes in a specific Pokeball, I wanted to keep that here. And then, little known fact, you can actually fish for Pokemon in Misty's gym in Generation 1. You can also do the same thing in the Generation 2 daycare. You can actually fish for Pokemon. I caught a Krabby from there. And I believe you can also fish for Pokemon in Lorelei's Elite Four chamber in Generation 1. So pretty much anywhere that there's water programmed into the game, it's programmed like any fishable. I'm not certain if you can surf on that water, but you can definitely fish in it. Do I know if you can get Palafin from Terra Raids? I don't know, actually. Here are all the Pokemon that appear in the Johto bug catching contest. These are all transferred in from Generation 2. And I nicknamed the pincer Blue Ribbon because this is the one and only time that I can remember, with this pincer specifically, the one and only time that I can ever remember winning the bug catching contest in Crystal. The most genuine thing ever is Erica talking about her Pokemon collection with absolute excitement. I'm excited because I kind of did, like, I wanted an additional challenge. Like, I'd already done the living deck, so the next best thing was to prove that I had, like, played through every single mainline Pokemon game and even some, like, side series games. I used this Relicanth and this Wailord to complete the Regitrio side quest in Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald. This Chikorita, Cyndaquil, and Totodile, they're actually from the Pokemon XD Mount Battle Challenge. So we did that on the channel way back when. I took you all through each of the areas in that version of Mount Battle. These are all of the Shadow Pokemon. And some of these, I think the Primeape, and I believe there's a Dunsparce in here too. I really want to evolve some of these into their most evolved forms, because some of these have gained evolutions. So we'll probably do that today. These are all of the Pokespot Pokemon from Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness. And I just kind of like nicknamed them, gave them like de facto or Pokedex numbers. This Sandshrew and Geodude are from, they're from like a Safari Zone side quest in Heart Gold Soul Silver. This Regigigas you can actually get, I think you have to transfer over some event Regi Pokemon. You have to send those over to Platinum and you can get a level 1 Regigigas in that game. This is the level 100 Arceus that I used to get the Sinjoh Ruins Giratina, which we've been using in our Shining Pearl, Shiny Run, themed run. This Electivire and this Magmortar are from Pokemon Battle Revolution. You see the OT is Poketopia, which is the setting for that game. These are all of N's Pokemon. I've evolved some of them because I end up like using them here and there in Sword and Shield. But you can actually catch several Pokemon that were previously used by N. I believe there were Pokemon that he used in Black and White 1, and then you catch them in Black and White 2. And you see the OT is N, ID number is 000002. These are all the Ditto from that Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon side quest with the police stations. And I believe... Whoops. Not that. I believe they all have some degree of like just really good IVs. So they're great for breeding if you're into competitive breeding. I personally wouldn't use these for breeding because I mostly breed for shiny hunting, so I would use foreign Dittos for that. These are all of the totem Pokemon, including, technically not all of the totem Pokemon, but these are all the totem Pokemon that are transferable into Pokemon Home, and then there's some placeholders as well. So Alolan Marowak, Ribombee, Totem Araquanid, and Totem Togedemaru. Those 4 in particular, because those are totem Pokemon that were added in Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon. For whatever reason, they're not able to be added to Pokemon Bank, which means we can't add them to Pokemon Home either. I believe the size resets when you transfer them into different games, but for me, it's important that I have all these Pokemon represented. Even the ones that aren't transferable, they're still in my Ultra Moon save file, and I use them as utility Pokemon. So like some of them are false swipers for when I'm shiny hunting. Some of them are just there to vibe. But, oh, and then I also am working on, technically still working on the Alpha decks, Alpha Hisui decks, living decks for Legends Arceus. So this would be one of each fully evolved Alpha Pokemon. The ones that I'm still working on, I decided that I don't want just an Alpha Eevee. I want to have all the Evolutions Alpha. So that will take some time. And then what are the 3 that I'm still missing? I believe it's Porygon, the Porygon line. I forgot what goes there. I believe, oh, the Porygon line, the Magnemite line, and the Bastiodon line. So recently I got really lucky. I've been like resetting and waiting for distortions to pop up, and I was able to get a Alpha Rampardos through a distortion, space-time distortion in Legends Arceus in the Coronet Highlands. Very tedious to reset for those, but since I've been doing like tree hunting for Wormadam in that game anyway, I just kind of dual do it. Like I'll as I'm checking those trees, every 5 minutes the game will like roll the dice for a space-time distortion. I decided to also to obtain alpha Pokemon that have like non-Hisuian, or that have non-Hisuian variants, I guess I'll say. So I have an alpha Jotonian Typhlosion. Even though it doesn't really show it here, it'll still show if you open up Legends Arceus. But I'll probably evolve this today as well into Alpha Hisuian, or not, Alpha Unova Samurott. And then lastly, today I added all of the Titan Pokemon. So I have one of each. Obviously, there's the Virgin exclusive Titan Pokemon in there as well. And these are just some like miscellaneous event Pokemon that I've got. So my Dragonair slithers like a snake in Gen 9. Not really thrilled about that because she flies in other games. I'm curious to see what those differences are kind of as I play the game organically, Arabica. And here we are moving on to my shiny decks, what exists of it right now. I remember when I filmed this video, or like the first version of this video in 2021, I only had like a handful of shinies. I was not a shiny hunter back then. Definitely am a shiny hunter now, as you all know from watching the channel. So I've got all the Gen 1 Pokemon here. This is a placeholder for Alolan Raticate. Alolan Raticate is like one of the handful of Pokemon that are not available in any Switch games. So it's sitting pretty in Generation 7. I'm using it for my Furfrou hunt in Ultra Moon right now. Oh, and I just transferred over today as well. I transferred over, this is a shiny Igglybuff from the Odd Egg in Pokemon Crystal. So if you know, if you've played Pokemon Crystal, soft reset whenever you get the Odd Egg from the daycare. It's like the first egg that you get when you get to that daycare center. Soft reset for it has like a 14% chance of being a shiny baby Pokemon. Fun fact about this though. So I was not able to use Poke Transporter to transport this Igglybuff at first because every Pokemon that hatches out of the Odd Egg, regardless of what species it is, will come with the move Dizzy Punch. And Dizzy Punch is like read as like an illegal move in Pokemon Bank, so you cannot transfer it. You have to actually delete the move in Generation 2 if you can transfer it. But yes, highly recommend. That's like a very easy shiny hunt to get your feet wet. And then I added, obviously, what have I added? This Dragonite is from Generation 9. Excuse me, I'm gonna sneeze. Excuse me. Okay. What else? I think that's it for Gen 1. I'm gonna be adding this I'm gonna be adding this Cantonian Tauros into Scarlet and Violet soon. Very much looking forward to that. Gen 2 Shinies, Gen 3 Shinies, Gen 4 Shinies, Generation 5 Shinies, Generation 6 Shinies, Gen 7, and Gen 8, and moving over into Generation 9 Shinies. What should you name the Axu? Name it Hacker? I don't know. You finally got a shiny from DA, Ivysaur. What is DA? Sorry. And this is the like crown jewel of my personal Pokemon collection. It is my branded Elite Four Erica Clash Pokemon team. And they're together for the first time right now. And I just love them. I'm so proud of them. Everyone, I think, except for Victory Bell, is level 80 and higher. So I'm really going to try to level her up soon. But yeah, that's my Erica team. And then I also picked out just a team for myself out of drag. And it's a Water Psychic Gen 2 shiny team. So it consists of this Feraligatr here, Azumarill, Xatu, Kingdra, and Girafarig, soon to be Farigiraf. The one Pokemon that's missing is Shiny Celebi, which I'm still soft resetting for in Generation 2. Pray for me, because that hunt is a bitch. And then we have all of my battle teams. I'm not going to go into too much detail. But yeah, these are just teams that I've used in different playthroughs. Obviously, we did this group as our Pokemon Violet Shiny Lock team. That was super duper fun to do on the channel. And yes, they out here. Hi, Pastry the Pikachu. So I'm probably going to create or finish building out this as like a second team for Pokemon Violet. And then I'll also be creating a third team for Scarlet for like whenever the DLC comes out and stuff like that. This is the Hisuian, all of my Hisuian teams. I decided to create an additional team just cause with all the Hisuian starters and like a few of my other favorite starters. These folks I've really been using a lot for my tree hunts, like my Wormadam, Cherubi hunts in Legends Arceus. Hello, Daniel. These are my Gen 8 Sinnoh battle teams. Obviously, this is the team that we're working with for our Shining Pearl playthrough. We know them well. Circling back to another playthrough that we did on stream. This is the first playthrough of anything period that we ever did on the channel, but this is how we kicked off our Twitch channel in 2021. With like a hand-picked team, one Pokemon from a different region, featuring our fabulous shiny Dragonair, which we're never gonna evolve. I have a question. What's with Pokemon Go's home transfer saying not saved to the system? Oh, I saw something about this. I forgot exactly what it was. I already forgot. Generation 7. I've shared with this team with you before, but I did a Gen 2 shiny run of Ultra Moon to collect those totem Pokemon. And Generation 6. So like Kalos and Hoenn. Generation 5. This is Heart Gold, Soul Silver, like battle teams. Pokemon Platinum, some battle teams from there. All of my Coliseum and XD battle teams as well. These are like secondary on the second and third rows. Those are like secondary teams, but I use them a lot to kind of go through like all the other generations and like collect all those in-game trades and stuff. So all these Pokemon have a special place in my heart. They got me through like a weird part of lockdown, like winter of 2020. And then obviously my team from our Pokemon XD playthrough on the channel. Featuring, of course, that very special Togepi, which necessitated that particular run. And then technically, like this is a team that I used for the Mount Battle Challenge, so technically they're like an ore base, but they're all from Gen 3 Hoenn, so I have them in like this theoretical Generation 3 box, like Generation 3 GBA box, if you will. This is my Generation 2 box. I did a shiny run of Crystal last year featuring this fabulous team. And moving on to Generation 1. I don't think that I will end up evolving this Primeape, especially because now it gets access to Eviolite. I kind of have avoided, even this Magneton, I've avoided evolving them in case there ends up being like a Let's Go Johto Legend Celebi. Because then I can bring that entire team into that game if I want to. They'll probably restrict Annihilate and Magnezone and whatnot. So knowing them, knowing Dexit. And then here I have some of my favorite legendaries. So like these will usually, like I usually have like duplicate legendaries in my living decks. And then these are all of my like, you know, the ones that I've used throughout time. So like this Dialga and Palkia have a special meaning for me because they're from that original playthrough of Platinum, which like established this current collection of Pokemon that I have. Just stuff like that. So these are kind of like the definitive quote unquote versions of like the legendaries that I use. And then these are some extra Pokemon that I've started to use in playthroughs but haven't actually, like they didn't make it to the final team or stuff like that. So I kind of have this like very random like tentative team of like extra veteran Pokemon, but then there's like a lot of like just, you know, normal flying early route bird type Pokemon and stuff like that, or just Pokemon that I've had in teams but they don't have like a permanent. I don't have any shiny legendaries or mythicals except for ones that are like giveaways. So like a couple months ago they did, where is it? They did like Zacian and Zamazenta shiny giveaways, or like they've done like shiny Zeraora and Tapu Koko, like stuff like that. But I've not really been in the habit, other than the couple times we've done it on stream, well, like with Dynamax Adventures, I've not been in the habit of like hunting for legendary shinies. Like just the soft resetting is just like too monotonous. / I'm going for Celebi right now, so that's kind of like my soft reset hunt. But then once I get that, I will move on to Lugia and Ho-Oh. And I hope there's a way to like hunt for Walking Wake as well. But we'll see. We'll see. Moving back to where we were. That's pretty much it. And then these are just some like extra. So like if anyone needs an extra legendary or something and they maybe have like a roaming form Gimmighoul, what are the things that I need in my collection still? I still don't have Diancie in my Pokedex, which means that I can't get the Pokeball Diancie from Pokemon Home. Very annoying. I don't have the Furfrou forms. I don't have all the Alcremie forms. I don't have roaming Gimmighoul. If anyone plays Pokemon Go and can like and has an extra one, I'd be happy to give you an extra shiny, an extra legendary or mythical, depending what it is. And then I kind of want to do like see if I can track down like an old Leaf Green Fire Red or an old Emerald copy, because there are in-game trades and there are gift Pokemon, like interactable Pokemon that are exclusive to those games. So like in my mind, that project isn't fully complete. And then like the distortion Pokemon alpha forms, those I still want to work on. And there's like a couple other ones that I just need to like get in other games. But that's my collection, you all. Thank you for